This is Rainbolt. Over the past 6 months, he's taken over the internet with his insane content surrounding a game called GeoGuessr. If you don't know, GeoGuessr is a game where you try to figure out where you are after being dropped into a random location anywhere in the world on Google Maps. Rainbolt can determine pretty much any location in less than a second. He's become one of the best players of all time, and he's gone from 0 to over 1 million followers on TikTok in 6 months, as well as growing his YouTube channel to well over 100,000 subscribers. He also streams on Twitch to over 5,000 viewers every Saturday, collabing with huge creators like Dream and Ludwig. And all of this has made GeoGuessr more popular than ever 10 years after its release. But how did he get so good at this game, and why does he do it?
So I started playing the game like very casually in like 2016, like in the back of high school. I had no idea what I was doing at the time.
He only played when he had nothing else to do or when he was bored in the back of class. But then COVID hit. He had always wanted to travel, but now with the pandemic, it was even harder than ever. He had all the time in the world, but he couldn't go anywhere. So he turned to GeoGuessr. While sitting at home and looking at Google Maps isn't exactly the same as traveling, he enjoyed exploring parts of the world that he wouldn't normally be able to, while at the same time getting better and better at GeoGuessr. And with all this free time, he could spend as much time as he wanted learning the game. He started playing for up to 12 hours a day on weekends, and at least 4 hours a day throughout the week.
I would say it's like a language. If you want to continue to be good at the game, you have to continue to play it. And the less you play, the more you forget, and the more you play, the more you learn.
With a game like GeoGuessr, taking a break isn't really an option.
If I take like a week off, I'll come back and I'll be like a 2x worse player than I was before.
But after spending so much time on this game, he started seeing some incredible results, and he wanted to share the game and his skill with the world. So he made an account on TikTok, but he didn't really expect much out of it. But people were shocked by his skill, and he almost immediately blew up. And the reaction to his videos were, for the most part, extremely positive. But there were some people who weren't entirely convinced.
I would do this to like try to memorize the photo, like just look down, and people are like, oh, he's looking at a tablet on his lap. He has a phone reading off what country he's in. A funny one too is people assume I memorized every single image, which I think is 10,000 times more impressive than what I'm actually doing.
At first glance, most people assume that nobody could possibly be this good at GeoGuessr. But when you dig deeper, you can tell that he's not cheating. He's just really good, and he spent a lot of time learning the game. Rainbolt explains it like this.
It's like magic to some people, right? Like you watch like a magic trick, you don't know how it's done, but to the magician it's easier, you know?
After practicing so much, the game just becomes second nature. A lot of the time, he doesn't even really have to think before guessing. He practices the game by learning countless variations of items and characteristics that are specific to certain areas of the world. Pretty much anything can be used to identify a location. There's so many different ways to study for this game, and when you spend a year doing the same thing, you're probably gonna get really good at it. You can even watch him play in a tournament live on Twitch. So in summary, no, Rainbolt is not a cheater. He's just really good. But GeoGuessr has been around for almost 10 years now, and the crazy thing is, there are plenty of other players who are just as good, if not better than Rainbolt. So how did he manage to become so popular and introduce so many new players to the game? The first reason is the shock factor of his videos. Most people have never played or even heard of GeoGuessr, and the game really isn't that exciting to watch. So he knew he had to make it entertaining if he wanted to gain a following. And that's why he spent almost a year practicing the game before making any type of content about it. We didn't get to see him play while he was still learning the game, because that would be boring. Nobody wants to watch someone be bad at a game. But after practicing for hours upon hours every single day, memorizing countless locations, he was able to identify anywhere in the world in an instant. But simply being good at a game doesn't guarantee that you'll blow up on social media. There's plenty of other people who make GeoGuessr videos, so why is Rainbolt so much more popular? Well, his video editing is another big reason why, especially on TikTok. I'm sure most of you have probably seen Rainbolt on TikTok at least once, because almost every one of his videos gets millions of views. He cuts out every second where there's not something happening, and he gets straight to the point. He also uses this song in every video to make it feel more exciting than it actually is.
That's North Norway. Nice. South Korea. Nice.
Combine these things with the violent mashing of his spacebar and insanely quick guesses, and it's obvious why he was able to go from 0 to 1 million followers in less than a year. Now, gameplay and editing are great, but the main reason why Rainbolt has been so successful is because he's made GeoGuessr into more of a community instead of just a game. He holds GeoGuessr tournaments every Saturday, along with many other GeoGuessr pros. The prize pools for these tournaments range anywhere from $500 to $2,000, and thousands of people tune in every week to watch Rainbolt compete and commentate. commentate. There's always 3 or 4 commentators who are analyzing the players' guesses and outlining the strategies that the teams are using. This helps to keep it interesting, but it also makes it easier to understand for new or casual players. Also, the teams switch up every weekend and the viewers can make brackets and try to guess the correct outcome of each tournament. But the main reason these tournaments work so well is because of collaboration with other players. A big part of Rainbolt's success has been from his collaborations with huge creators like Dream and Ludwig. These videos get millions of views on YouTube, and since a majority of these viewers are learning about Rainbolt and GeoGuessr for the first time, these videos bring in huge amounts of new players to the game. Rainbolt has brought a whole new generation of players to GeoGuessr, but I do wonder if GeoGuessr has what it takes to stay relevant, or if the excitement around pros like Rainbolt will soon just wear off. For now though, Rainbolt has been one of the most successful creators of the year, and it doesn't look like he's going anywhere anytime soon.